Hello, what up, YouTubers? I'm Lolo
YouTube.
Subtonia. I'm joined by Ada again. This is my Thracia low Turncounts Ironman. We're doing chapter 14. This entire episode is just going to be post commentary because, man, it's long and kind of like chapter 5. There's like some stuff you can say, but like not enough to last its full duration. So we'll just kind of be having a chill time talking about a bit of stuff. Ada, I understand you left the party for story related reasons in this chapter.
Yeah, so I took my second nap of the
Yeah, your
series
second
in
nap.
chapter 14.
I thought it took a while when I was looking back at the footage and cutting this down, because it's all cut down to just the actions. I remembered it being a while. No, it was just like a couple turns towards the end. Um, but yeah, very very understandable for chapter 14. Even my controller ended up dying, so like I get it. This is the first defend map in this game. It's a guaranteed 10 turns this map, no matter what you do. Um, and so what that means is it's a good opportunity to just kind of grind. You can see we start in the city center. We have to defend that tile just above Leaf. That's the gate. So it's kind of flipping the script and like instead of us seizing, the enemies are trying to seize. But in reality, it's very easy to just choke some points and make sure that no enemies are really getting near the gate at all. Um, you'll see that there are some battle stations around the map, around the outer walls. Um, and they can kind of pressure you quite a bit and limit the area that is safe for you to traverse. So it's very nice to be able to get rid of them pretty quickly. So it's fortunate that we're joined by Edda and Dean, two more flyers. They are Wyvern Riders. Edda's not going to see much use in this playthrough, but Dean is incredible at base, and so we'll see quite a bit of use of him. With a trade chain, on turn 1, we got Edda's lance onto Dean, and that means that we can have him fight the ballisticians with between around 95 to 99 hit. His chance of success varies, you can see on screen, but it's generally pretty reliable. And if he does fail, then we can back him up with Tina and the Thief Staff, or Salem with the Sleep Staff, or just the nuclear option of using the fucking Rescue Staff if we want. Oh, that fucking general at the bottom. There are a couple bosses in this chapter. You can see just at the bottom there's Baldock. Um, Ada, you've seen some kind of funky like graphs I've made, I guess, or like graphical aids of this chapter with like enemy ranges. Um,
Yeah, the funny graphs.
yeah. So this chapter is pretty notoriously easy if you know what you're doing. Um, but interestingly, I found out while planning that the danger zone on turn 1 is actually deceptively large, because that general there at the bottom, he has 7 movement, if I remember right. He has a Master Lance, which is a 1-2 range lance with a Brave effect, which can kill pretty much anyone on our team. Um, and he also has a movement star, a 5% movement star. And much like the thieves on chapter 10 among some other enemies, he has a 50% chance of just not moving on any given turn. So really, normally you're fine not worrying about him, but theoretically he can move twice for about like 14 tiles of movement, and then just kill some dude by hitting twice with the Master Lance, which normally isn't a concern, but in this playthrough we kind of have to adapt for the worst case. Um, this is why we use the AI manipulation I alluded to at some point in the playthrough. Um, by having Asbel at the lower side of the city, we position him just to the right, and that means that instead of potentially moving right or left on his first action, and then having 14 tiles of movement in potentially either direction, Bardock is manipulated into always moving to the right, and that way we kind of minimize his potential range. Um, it's also worth noting that he can potentially kill Asbel. If Asbel doesn't have sufficient bulk, then he can be two-shot with around 20% hit. Overall, if you weight the chance of him having enough bulk where he can just live, it's like, I think it's 0.005% is his chance of death. Like on average. So
What is that before or
after
considering
waiting.
the Boldak moves?
Oh, that's before.
Okay.
So like that's the chance that you have an unlucky Asbel, that Bardock moves twice, and that he hits like 20% hits. It like, you're probably good. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
Our Asbel saw no chance of death. He was totally fine. But yeah, it's worth noting. 10 forced turns sounds like it would be pretty bad, but really it's quite fortunate for us. It's a nice opportunity to grind staffers. Here we're grinding Salem to B rank and 47 staff experience by the end of the chapter, because we want him to get to A staves for using warp by a certain point. But before that point, he's going to be using the sleep staff again, so we only need him to get to B47, where he's going to get the last 3 anyway. On the other hand, Tina, we gave her Paragon, and we just kind of grind her through this chapter. She doesn't really need Paragon, but I really like Tina. I think she's funny. So...
We like
I fucking
Tina.
love Tina. I honestly, like... I couldn't explain it, like, sufficiently, with any number of words. I'm just gonna have, like, a little montage at the end of this chapter of me losing myself at the idea, the concept of Tina Fire Emblem. Me just laughing about Tina. I fucking love her so much. But yeah, to grind our staffers, it's nice to take care of the lower 2 ballisticians, because then you can choke those points at the bottom, and then you keep the upper ballisticians alive, and they can attack some of your units, and you can get healing targets. Baldak finally dies on Asbel. I really like Baldak because he says little rats. Thanks, Baldak. I think there was some other funny shit about him, but I don't really remember. Oh yeah, speaking of grinding, you might have noticed that Selfina has been dismounted in this chapter, which is kind of weird. That's not really normally something we do. We talked a bit in the first episode, in chapter 3, about class relative power as a statistic that's hidden in this game, which is assigned to each class. The class relative power, or CRP, is used in the experience calculation. And so it's used to calculate how much experience you gain. And dismounted and mounted classes are considered to be different classes. So like if you're dismounting, that counts as a class change, sort of like a promotion, but of course with a lot less fanfare. And the interesting thing about that is that some mounted and dismounted variants have different class relative powers. So for example, when she dismounts, Selfina decreases from, I believe, 3 to 2 class relative power, because it considers her to be a weaker class, and so she gains more experience. What that means is that on a chapter like this, where we are strictly just grinding experience on Selfina, she is not helping us otherwise. Yeah, it is preferred to just dismount her. I would hate to create a trend of people talking about how saying that dismounting is optimal so you gain more experience, or like suggesting that to new players. Do not do this normally, please. Like
on my way to route the seas map,
do not
all my
do
dismounted
not grind
units
Finn so that
for
he can use
maximal
killing edge
XP.
indoors, please. Oh my god. Like normally the benefits of having a mount will greatly outweigh the benefits of gaining a bit more experience. So like, really don't worry about it, especially because stats don't really matter a huge amount in this game. Just take advantage of your mount. But in the defend chapters, for example, where you're just grinding, yeah, it's not a bad call to just dismount and get a bit more experience. Like Selfina here is getting, I believe, 1.5 times the experience she would normally get before rounding. So yeah, that's real nice. So we can just get her, uh, the benchmarks where we know she can get by for the late game combat we want her to participate in.
Have we talked about Homer?
About Homer, he's funny and bisexual apparently. I don't really know why. I haven't seen much of his dialogue, but I've heard
Yeah.
that.
So
Um,
Homer is he's kind of like Asbel, is the way
yeah,
most people describe him. He has what Paragon. He's a bard, so he can
yeah.
use light tomes.
He gets the sick stage promotion bonuses, which is awesome.
Yeah, on paper he'd be a pretty decent offensive magic unit,
Hmm.
but he has. Oh yeah, the problem is he's not Asbel essentially.
Yeah, a big thing
Lolo did
about
a lot of planning for like in case Asbel dies, maybe we train Homer to be like a replacement.
yeah,
Um,
that was some
for
of
the reliability
the early
purpose.
theory crafting. Originally, the thought was like, well, maybe if something goes wrong and like Asbel dies, for example, or he got really unlucky, then we instead use Homer. But as I continued the planning, I found that rather than having two sages with Homer as a backup, it's much more reliable to rely more on Asbel and then not less to just make him as good as possible.
Just
And
freaking juice him up.
oh boy, we have relied on Asbel.
Yeah.
um,
So
yeah,
nice try, Homer. I'm sure he's great in casual playthroughs.
yeah. Functionally, he can kind of replicate Asbel. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have a busted personal tome like Asbel, but he can get like the same support with if you have like Leaf rescuing Nana, you can get like the same support bonus without having to expend an extra warp compared to Asbel strats. Anyway, this is also a chance to buy stamina drinks with no limitation. It's just they're pretty expensive. So in a normal Triple S playthrough, you would normally like stock up loads on them. You would buy like 6 or 7, and that would just last you through the rest of the game. But in this route, we're given two just by the game. Homer comes with one, and Tina also comes with her Monster Energy, and that's enough to get us through the game, really. So like money management doesn't actually matter a whole lot in this route. Um, and so yeah, I mean I bought 2 stamina drinks because like we have money, so might as well. But yeah, money management isn't a huge deal in this.
Stamina drinks for fun.
Yeah, this map is kind of scary in an interesting way. It's a very easy map, and that means that it's like it's an easy and a long map, which means that it is way more suspect to human error. There is way more opportunity for you to just slip up at some point, and that terrifies me. I was so scared going into this one. I was playing so safe. Um, some of my
That's a
strats
move
for
level.
oh yeah, Asbel gets move again. You slept through that
Yep.
one. This was around when you were taking your little snooze.
I was very asleep, yeah.
Yeah. Some of my like safety strats for accounting for human error involved. I have a little whiteboard, so I was writing down whenever important stuff happens. Like if Tina misses with the thief stuff, I'd write down like, okay, this ballistician is still armed, and I need to remember that for next turn. So like just manually writing out stuff like that. So I have it on hand. I can always visually see the important things. Or like Selfina, if she levels health, then she begins proccing a cost against the ballisticians who can then one round her. So like you need to remember that. Um, like I say, like you were asleep for like a couple turns. You were genuinely like a huge help for a lot of that stuff. Just pointing out like I remember you pointed out Selfina's health level, and like I might have just fucked up there if you didn't.
I think you would have got it anyway.
Yeah, this is the end. All right. Whatever. Enjoy a Tina montage. And a Master Seal. What magic do you have? You have 3 magic. You have more. You don't have more magic than Tina. You dumb fuck. Let's go! Tina missed. Hell yeah. Good Tina level. Let's go. Okay. Tina optimizing the grinding. Of course, she is Tina. So, having performed like 5 actions in the game so far, she has capped luck and she has gained an entire 50 weapon experience, 50 staff experience. I fucking love Tina, dude.
Oh. She's like clumsily tripping over, trying to land a heal.
I love her
accidentally moves 3 times.
Fuck yeah! I love you so goddamn much, Tina. She got skill and magic.
Skill again.
Oh, she's so fucking funny. Give me your shit, loser. She's like already really close to promotion. She's got 9 magic. She definitely doesn't need the magic ring because she's promoting as well. Once she promotes, she can use physics. I fucking love her. It's so fucking funny that Tina's already almost at promotion.
Oh my god. She's gonna end up not needing sorrels.
I say clueless to the fact that... Let's fucking go!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Tina. I love you so much. Alright, let's get that promotion. She deserves it.
Oh my god. So that's our 4th action this time.
We might get A rank staff Tina. We can start grinding her with physic now.
Tina is known to move at an alarming rate.
She has gained 125 staff experience in, hold on. Yeah, 6 turns. Easy skill. Easy. I love Tina. I don't care who knows it. She just got 9 staff rank in that, 9 staff experience in that turn. 2 skill. Without a personal,
oh my god.
Without any personal staves being used. Skill. Tina sits on the gate where she belongs. Dude, I love Ralph so much. Here's chapter 15. This chapter is sort of a breather between 2 main narrative arcs, coming right after the climax of the Tara arc. Functionally, it's kind of one step removed from just being a menu prompt. This is where you decide between going A route or B route, as the community calls them. So, in these following 2 chapters, you can either go to A route or B route, and what that means is that you will play a different set of chapters depending on your decision here. You'll either go through the forest or across the coastline, and you get 2 different chapters depending on that. You can go to A route by going to the left side of the map, or go to the B route by going to the right side. Or alternatively, you can visit the church in the center, and there you can just decide through an actual menu prompt. Like, they're not even trying anymore. And you also get a restore staff for that, which, I mean, alright, I guess that's nice.
We don't mind it.
Yeah, we don't mind. My personal preference is B route. I really like how it limits your resources, and I think it has the better story, but for a low turn count playthrough, A route is, like, easily preferable. It's quicker, and it costs you fewer resources, and it has better recruitable characters. we also have Ralph here. Ralph has joined the map. He's that hero. He's like, I saw a meme recently, where it was like just a picture of loads of random Thracia guys, who have like two lines of dialogue, and it was like, someone just saying like, "Thank you for changing my life," and like the funniest thing about that is like, yeah, sure, the regular Kaga joke of like, like Thracia fans love random characters with two lines of dialogue. Ralph wasn't on that meme. Whoever made that meme forgot Ralph. They forgot to put Ralph on. Like, that's how generic Ralph is. And I love this man so much.
In a world of anime characters, he is a regular
he's
human
he's
man.
just a guy. I love him so much. I've done a playthrough recently where I gave Wrath the Wrath skill. I call him Ralph with a W. I'll put that on screen. He's kind of jacked. Anyway, yeah, next chapter we're gonna have another guest. Next episode we're gonna have another guest commentator, more structured stuff. Hope to see the Ada will be awake. Bye.